is up, squad? It's your boy Jesimein, and today I have a quick video for you guys. I know this is like kind of random, but I didn't even realize that this actually happened. I wasn't even paying attention, and there's a lot of changes in here that I heard were actually pretty substantial. So I'm just gonna go real quick through it and see what we find. So let's see. With that, with all that in mind, what is poppin', squad? It's your boy Jesimein. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. Today we're gonna be going through some information for you guys on some stuff that I didn't even really pay attention to. This says 1 day ago, and I don't know how I missed this. Maybe I was too busy with the whole PC thing. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is obviously PTS changes, which are changes that they have planned, and obviously everything's subject to change. But this is what they basically have so far with the upcoming update for the PTS. So recalibration, these are the questions that they had. How does the new system feel in terms of power usefulness and former version? Okay, so this is basically going through it. Let's get to the patch notes. Okay, so crafting. Increase the base cap for receiver components and protective fabric crafting materials by 200, meaning their caps will now start at 350 and end at 600 with all material capacity perks. So basically we got a buff to the amount of materials that we get, which is good. It's always better to have more than not enough, so that's good on that. Anaya Al-Khalik in the base of operation is now a crafting vendor. She can be found next to the crafting bench in the White House. Interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, but we have a crafting vendor now. Added a specialized and superior skill mod blueprints to her stock. Okay, sick. So you can get some specialized or superior skill mod blueprints and be able to craft those. That's really cool. Added an extra weekly blueprint in her stock. Move crafting blueprints from the base of operations vendor to her stock. Note, while Anaya will have a variety of blueprints available, there are still other sources in the game like settlements and control points. So there's multiple ways to get it. It's just that's just a guaranteed way. Crafted exotic weapons will now always upgrade to the maximum gear score of the world tier they are crafted in when the upgrade blueprint is used. So for anybody who had issues with that, it's just a guaranteed level 500, technically, being that world tier 5 is the highest, and most people are probably going to be creeping up on that real soon. So gear, here we go. This is one thing I heard about. Gear will now include better defensive rolls. Okay, that's good. Gear sets hardwired now grants skill damage instead of shock duration. So obviously they're leaning away from the shock, which is good, right? A lot of people didn't like that idea, and now skill damage, that's actually huge for skill builds, because now it's going to have skill damage and skill power on hardwired, making this actually buffed technically. I mean, even though skill damage isn't that huge, it's still better than shock duration. So now from hardwired, you're going to get skill damage and skill power as a buff, which means even as like a two-piece or whatever, however much they decide to do this, that's still really, really good. Ongoing directive now grants special ammunition into any weapon. Okay, sick. Including weapon currently equipped. So pretty much you can really be master of the elements with special ammo, because it will actually, like, if you're using an LMG and that's your favorite weapon, you don't have to worry about your strongest weapon not being able to have the special ammo. So that's really dope. Now grants special ammunition on any kill, not just weapon kills. So that's actually nuts. Pretty substantial changes. Ongoing directives is definitely that's a clear buff, because you get more special ammunition. True Patriot, decrease debuff cycle from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. Okay, I don't know. Oh, I mean, I guess that's good, right? That means you get a faster flag. Increase damage dealt to nearby targets when full flag is active to 50%. They must have something planned for the raid to give you some kind of buff like that. Like now, you know what I'm saying? That's 50% damage when you have full flag, plus the debuffs. That's actually nuts. New mods: auxiliary skill battery. Auxiliary skill batteries fit in skill mod slots and grant skill power. So basically, I can explain this real quick. If you sacrifice one of your mods or not, I don't even think that you sacrifice it. Let's say you have a drone and you don't have enough skill power, and you don't have the rolls to get it. This auxiliary skill battery mod, if you have one for the drone, will specifically give you skill power in the drone area, which will ultimately allow you to unlock mods. So you can you're gonna have to farm for all of these pretty much to have the most optimal builds when it comes to that. So yeah, I love this. Anything that involves getting more skill power, I'm all for. Icons: the confidential gear scat intel item now has a project icon to better reflect its use. Okay, cool. Loot containers will now reset at a preset time of day. PvEers, I don't know you'll love this. Control point reward container will now also reset with the daily timer, so more consistent resets. Improve quality and quantity of drone helicopter loot. Slightly reduce the maximum available loot in clan caches. Cabinet loot containers now have a chance to contain dark zone keys. Increase ammunition drop chance from enemy NPC to decrease situations where players run out of ammunition during prolonged fights. So this is huge because I know a lot of people have been complaining about not having enough ammo. I use a pistol build, so it doesn't matter. But for the people who've been using anything else, this is good for you. Missions. Reduce difficulty for solo players on Bank Headquarters and Roosevelt. So solo players, you got buffed. NPC AI, updated RC Blade to fix various issues. Okay. Elite Medics Pulse Grenade has been changed. No longer disrupts, thank God. Impact radius reduced. Cool. Grenade impact radius should now be easier to see. Decrease damage of veteran, elite, and name NPCs. So NPCs got hit with a nerf. Enemy NPCs should no longer be able to stagger players with a melee attack if the player has a ballistic shield equipped. So shield players, you guys are going to be good to actually tank the melee people and not get staggered into a corner. You're going to be straight. Drone helicopter. Increase health, damage, and improve movement. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Decrease outcast, suicide vest, explosion radius, another nerf. Lower NPC damage. Damn, they just hit NPCs with a bad hammer. You feel me? Okay, I guess NPCs all around in all ways just got nerfed. The damage and the health on above normal difficulty, which means everything pretty much. So nobody runs on easy anymore. So yeah, so I mean, hey, that's good and bad, right? It makes the game easier for some people, and I mean the other players are gonna complain, but it is what it is. Increased variety of NPCs at a higher difficulty level. Okay, cool. Recalibration has been changed to allow for a majority of stats to be moved as they are from one item to another. Okay, we talked about this in our other video. While making it less likely to reach the cap of the stat move. To achieve this goal, we're expressing the recalibrated power as a separate number next to the gear score. So you're not going to re-roll it. It's going to go up in gear score. So say goodbye to that. But you're going to also get exactly what you have as far as a roll on one piece to another. As such, recalibration will no longer increase the gear score of the item as said. All existing recalibrated items will have the recalibrated additional gear score converted to the new format, which I'm actually interested to see how they're going to do this with the people who actually recalibrated, because I have a lot of stuff recalibrated, so I actually want to see how they do that. Adjusted costs and the ability to be recalibrated for terminate, kneecap, and calculated. So if you use any of these three, it's going to adjust the cost. I don't know if it's up or down, but they just adjusted it. So rewards, XP from bounties has been increased. Dope. I mean, it's good for field proficiency caches. All settlement weekly projects now were blueprints. Okay, nice. Added a new daily crafting project that awards blueprints. Sick. So there's a lot of things to get blueprints. Increase the quality of weekly project equipment rewards. That's dope. Skills. Here we go. Let's see what changed with the skills. Assault drone. PvE. The drone will now actively look for a new target once it loses it. Okay, cool. I didn't even really see that as an issue, but I mean, hey, for the people who use it, if that's an issue, good. Defender drone, huge. Let's see. Will now drain more quickly. That's all I got to see. Simple. Even if they don't change anything, once a shot has been deflected, good. So basically, defender drone got nerfed. Simple. Simple. That's all I wanted to see. Boom. Will now drain more quickly. Good. Reinforcer chem launcher. Reinforcer gas clouds do not stack anymore. For the people who do not understand what this means your heals do not stack anymore. Now you put one down, it's going to do its job until the next one overlaps. So moving on, we have Reviver Hive. Fix further occurrences of players not being revived, which is good, especially for me and my healer build. Revive time slightly increase. Riot Foam Chem Launcher. Increase base duration of Riot Foam when used against an NPC. So PvE players, you got a nice little buff on duration. Scanner Pulse. Reduce cooldown from 120 seconds to 90 seconds. So the people who want to get 10-second pulse, it's that much easier. You don't have to strip off a whole nother 30 seconds. So that opens up a lot of opportunities, especially with spotter. So yeah, this is a huge buff for spotter builds. Just putting that out there. Gear talents. Berserk, obviously we already know. Increase max armor. We've seen this already. Blacksmith, increase armor repair from 25 to 50%. Now I'm going to put Blacksmith on my holster, because that's a lot of armor every 15 seconds. That's amazing. 7 defense attributes. Okay, cool. Bloodlust. Increase weapon damage from 25 to 35%. All right. Decrease duration from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay. Buff and a nerf. Decrease granted weapon damage from 25 to 20% in PvP. And same thing. It requires 9. Bloodsucker. It still adds okay 5% buff on Bloodsucker for the people who used it before. Pretty good, pretty dope. Depleting enemies armor adds a stack of 20, and it's okay. So it's the same thing in PvE. Same thing in PvP, a 5% buff in PvE. So that's all right. Reduce critical hit damage bonus from 8 to 5% with critical. Ooh. It's not a huge nerf, but it's still a nerf. I didn't even see why, but hey, maybe they wanted more balanced numbers. Maybe they wanted something even eventually. Clutch, we already talked about this. It went up. Entrench and doubled. Kneecap, just extra 5%. Patience, same thing. Yeah, so pretty much all these are the same thing. Yeah, these are all pretty much the same. So pretty much the biggest changes were probably, let's see. Okay, so here we go. Chatterbox got damage increase. Wow, dope. Sweet Dreams damage increase. Merciless and Ruthless damage increase. Pestilence damage increase. Liberty damage increase. Whoa. Liberty damage increase is probably nutty. Interesting. Attack 50 now has 2 zoom states. Okay, conflict armor boost. Boost provided reduced by 50%, so the boost got nerfed. All players are now scaled to max world tier score. So for people who didn't know, normalization is now set to 500 gear score. So you get to use everything you have. Pretty much your mods and talents and unnormalized builds are active. Anything above 500 will be scaled down. Damage boost reduced by 50. Respawning players will much longer respond with their teammates, so safer respawns. Skill, and this is another big for people in conflict. I know you guys hated having to deal with defender drones over and over and over. Now skill cooldowns no longer reset when a player is killed, so you don't have to worry about every freaking gunfight ending up in a defender war, even if defenders got nerfed, because now if they die, they have to have their cooldown. So that's huge in conflict. So GG's for that. Everybody's gonna be happy with that. I don't even see that ever changing. This is gonna be the way. This is the way it should be. If you want skill cooldowns, bro, spec into that skill cooldowns. You feel me? Damage modifier reduced, increased time to kill. We know this. Tabulated loot. Yeah, pretty much everything's the same. Reduce damage output on NPCs. Remove cooldown on rogue. And Lego. Even though we've already seen this, still this is huge for us, rogue players. No more rogue cooldown. If you die, you come out, flag up. Simple. Keep doing it. You can switch weapons in Thieves Den. Okay, now for the people who had an issue of always being level 1 in the Dark Zone because you PvP'd, reduce DZ XP loss to 35% of your current XP. Sick. So now you're not going to go down a whole damn level every single time. Text chat, I mean, that's cool, but that's all that. And yeah, pretty much, so better character sheet and bug fixes. That I'm not gonna go through all these. You guys can go check it out. I'll leave it in the comments. So that's pretty much it. You guys just want to drop this real quick. I know it's just, I mean, a lot of things did change. I mean, there's a lot of things that are the same, but there's a lot of big chunks of information that obviously we have questions about, and they've been paying attention and they changed some things. So big things for me is the gear set changes. The chem launcher is not stacking. The vendor, the crafting vendor, recalibration, and pretty much the conflict change where that your skills don't freaking reset. So that's going to be huge. So that's pretty much it. Love you. I appreciate y'all. I want to slap this with y'all. I'll definitely leave this link right here in the description if you want to go through it yourself and find details. So it's been real. I love y'all. Your boy is out.